So one of the things I want to talk about, I've been meaning to talk about for a while, is when I am talking to people about a new fitness program or nutrition plan or them changing their lifestyle for the better, there's sometimes some excuses that come up and they're not ready and they don't think they'll have time, they don't have the money, this, and this. There can be a million excuses in the world. What you have to realize is there's never going to be a best time to start something. Start in the middle of your mess. I don't care how crazy it is. If you start in the middle of your mess and you get started now, you're going to be so much more resilient, but also you're going to learn so much from the experience that you're giving yourself and allowing yourself to have by making the decision to start now. Think of yourself in 30 days, 60 days, a year from now. The time is going to pass regardless if you start today or tomorrow or next year, so why don't you start now? So then in a year you're not looking back and still looking for the best time to start, because guess what? There's never going to be a best time, and you're going to have problems finding that best time because life is not like this all the time. That's not how our life is. It's this and this and this. So no matter what you try to do, life's not going to slow down. It's going to keep moving forward whether you're going with it or not. So I'm not saying this is a call out to anyone specifically, but I am talking to you right now who have made a few excuses in the past, and maybe there's some things that are holding you back that you don't know about. So I'm going to talk about those right now. One of those things is not establishing a really strong why for why you're wanting to do something. The importance of having a good why is it's going to keep you motivated to keep moving forward when things get really tough and really hard. And trust me, it's going to be hard and it's going to be tough. And I've been there. And I had all the excuses in the world. I did that. But I also didn't have a good why. I didn't know why I was trying to accomplish the goals I was. And when I fell backwards, I didn't want to pick myself back up because I didn't know why I was doing it in the first place. So a good why isn't, I want to lose weight and look better. A good why is a why that's going to make you cry. So what I mean by that is something that is so deep down inside of you, burning desire of why you want to do this. I've heard anything from, I want to get out of my postpartum depression and get rid of my anxiety and just be a happy person. I want to gain self-confidence and have a better relationship with my husband. I want to feel sexy again. I mean, these are deep whys of things that can make you cry. And a lot of people who come to me will say, I don't feel comfortable with my husband anymore. I don't feel like I look good. Our relationship is suffering. And I imagine myself, a year from now, having an awesome relationship with him and feeling more comfortable in my own skin. And those are things that can propel you forward. So you have to think about that deep why, not just looking good and losing weight. It could be something like getting off medications. We have so many people who have contacted us who are on a whole list of medications that are expensive. They're, causing havoc on their lives. They would love to get rid of some of those ailments and the medications. That's a great why, just to not be in pain anymore and get rid of that. So establish your why. So once you've established your why and you're still like something's coming up and you're ready to go and you're like, I'm ready to move forward, and all of a sudden fear starts to creep in. So fear is something that all of us humans are faced with. I've been there and I've let fear control my life a lot in the past. Our fears and our self-limiting factors are based on previous relationships, previous experiences, things that have happened to us in bad ways, things that have happened to us in good ways. So we have this, this storage bank of fears, and we have an inner self-critic that's telling us, you can't do this because you couldn't do it in the past. Why would you try to attempt something like this and spend money on yourself to do this when you've spent thousands of dollars trying to fix yourself before and it didn't work? It's just going to happen again. You have to squash those fears. You have to let those just go away, and don't let fear be a motivating factor. So many times people go to work out and they think this is their messages that they have in their head. They say, well, if I don't work out, this is what's going to happen. If I don't work out, I'm going to get fat. If I don't eat well, I'm going to get fat. That's not a good way to approach things. You should be focusing on, what will I gain when I do these things? So if I do work out, I am going to gain so much more muscle in a month. I am going to build up my endurance. I'm going to build my confidence. And step after step, things are going to start changing for me. I'm going to have more energy. You have to focus on the things that you're going to gain, not on why you need to do it, because this might happen. That's incorporating fear into the picture, and we want to get rid of fear. Just get rid of it. Again, self-limiting factors, our inner critics, get rid of them. Us women, we have an amazing ability to be our best critics. I still do it every now and then, but 6 months ago I decided to stop being my own self-critic. So what I started doing was, instead of waking up in the morning and start pinching all these areas and looking and seeing, things that weren't changing and focusing on all the bad stuff, I started looking and noticing when I was doing that. If I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, man, my butt looks big. I redirected it and was like, yeah, but my biceps are looking pretty sweet. You've got to redirect your focus, turn it into a more positive experience, and you'll start to see the mind change along with the body. So again, get rid of those fears. Next thing we want to talk about, if you have an amazing why and you've kind of like gotten rid of your fears and you're ready to move forward, you're ready to go, and there's still just something telling you not to do it, and you can't figure out what it is, and it is a little bit of fear, but it's like, I've got my amazing why, I've gotten rid of all my fears, why am I lacking motivation? What is the deal? Maybe I'm, missing something. Maybe I need to go back and look at my why. Okay, go back and reestablish your why, make sure it's a strong one, make sure your fears are all gone, and sometimes all we need is just permission. It might sound incredibly weird and corny and cheesy, but give yourself the green light to go ahead. If you think about it, our entire lives, we have been told that we have to have permission to do something, to move forward. And, our moms and dads, you can't do this until you do this, and after this is finished, you can do this. And that's just the way, we have been, that's how we've grown up. So if you are able to give yourself the green light, if you can't give it to yourself, I will give you the green light to go ahead, move forward, fail forward, and build your wings on the way down. When I say this, I mean it. Fail forward, build your wings on the way down. What I mean by this is, if you fail, so what? Who cares? What is the worst thing that's going to happen? You might have to start over. Big deal. How many times have I started over? I mean, a million times. But guess what? I've learned a lot from those past experiences of failing forward and building my wings and turning those into more positive experiences of what I can change or tweak in the future to make it a little easier on myself to succeed in the future. So I'm giving you the green light. Go ahead, fail forward. You've got this. You can do it, and squash all your fears and establish a good why. You've got the motivation, you just got to get the green light to go ahead. And I've got it for you. So go, move forward, you've got this.